Hi everyone, welcome back to the 31 Faces of Halloween. Today we are doing Angelina Jolie's Maleficent. I got these cute horns from Spirit Halloween. I do believe they are about $30, and my wig is from Amazon. First, I am moisturizing my face. She's got flawless skin, so we want to make sure our skin is super prepped for foundation. And then I'm putting on my Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Eden, the same one I use in every tutorial. For the eyes today, I am using two Kat Von D palettes. The first one I'm using is my Shade and Light palette, and I'm using these two taupey light brown shades. And we're doing sort of a cat eye shape, and I'm not really going into the inner corner too far with this quite yet. And I'm not really going up over my crease, I'm just really going out, kind of at an angle. I was looking at a reference picture of Angelina Jolie in her Maleficent makeup the whole time I was doing this look. So I was really just trying to replicate those features she has. Then with a smaller brush, I am taking it a little bit into the inner corner very softly. Taking my Kat Von D Saints and Sinners palette, I'm using this dark shade called Crucifix. It's the dark brown and not the black. And I'm putting that right on the outer corner and kind of making a C shape with it to form it into my crease. And then I'm following that out with the same cat eye shape we did, but I'm not taking it out as far as I did with the first shades. Then I'm just taking the first fluffy brush I used and kind of blending that and diffusing that into the first shades. Taking my blur stick from Milk Makeup, I'm using this as my primer today. It makes your skin look so smooth and perfect. And then for foundation, I'm using my Photo Perfection from Givenchy. It's a very pale shade, so I wanted to make myself look a little bit more pale because she is quite fair in the movie. And for concealer, I'm using my NARS Soft Matte Concealer. And I'm trying to form this so my cheekbones look way higher. And I'm also kind of like trying to form the shapes she has on her face. So that's why I took it straight down my nose. And I'm really keeping it concentrated in those areas I put it specifically and the way that I formed it when I applied it while blending it out, if that makes sense. I'm not going to smear it all over the place. I'm going to try to keep those lines pretty sharp. I also highlighted my chin, my forehead, and the bridge of my nose. Then set that with some translucent setting powder. Now I'm taking the brown shade and taking it into the inner corner of my eye and somewhat connecting it with the whole cat eye we created. Again, looking at the shadows and the shapes, the way Angelina Jolie's face is, really. Then softly blending that up into the eyebrow. And then I'm taking my Precisely My Brow Pencil from Benefit. It's in the shade 6. She has some really defined brows. They're pretty straight as well. They're not curved too much, and she has a really high arch in them. And they are somewhat square in the front too. I still wanted them to look a little bit natural, so I didn't make them super blocky, but more square than I usually would. And then I'm taking my Dipbrow Pomade and Granite and just kind of filling them in a little bit more since our hair is black. I know her hair is like a dark brown, but I didn't have a dark brown wig, so hey, I worked with what I got. This is what I envision Maleficent if, like, when she doesn't have her whole leather black thing on that's covering up her horns, like when she's just relaxing. This is how I picture her after she's turned evil, of course. Then I'm just cleaning up those brows with some concealer and then setting them with some clear brow gel from Anastasia. Then I'm just sort of blending that shadow out a little bit more in case the concealer covered anything up. I'm putting not a super white shade, more of a skin tone shade on my lid and kind of blending that in to our brown smoky eye. For the contouring, this is the most important part. I am starting up at my temple and kind of swooping it down and then swooping it down towards my mouth. I did not go all the way up to my temple. As you can see, I'm putting concealer in between the temple and where I started the contouring because that's going to make for the illusion of a higher cheekbone. And I'm just really blending all of that out, kind of connecting the temple with the eyes, leaving that space in between, and then for the cheekbones, I just keep blending and blending. And I did do the contour up higher than I normally would do my usual contour because we want our cheekbones to look higher than they are. Then I'm just adding a dark shade right underneath of that where the cheekbone would be at. I'm putting the darkness right below that lightness. I hope that makes sense. And then make sure you swoop it down towards your mouth, down to your jawline, basically, because that's going to make for the hollow kind of effect. And that your cheekbones are higher than they are. And then I'm just putting the same white shade we put on our lids on top of the darkness to bring the cheekbones forward, so it creates that illusion that they are protruding more than they actually are. Then I'm contouring my jawline quite a bit. She's got quite an angular face. And then contouring my nose. I'm keeping it somewhat, not wide, but not going as skinny as I normally do. Again, just because I'm looking at her reference picture and her nose is not that skinny. And then I'm taking a fluffy brush and I'm kind of blending all of that out. I don't want to diffuse it too much. I really want to keep those shadows there so you can see them. Taking my Sephora eyeliner. This is just a brown eyeliner. It's a liquid one. I am doing a pretty dramatic cat eye with this. We're going to be smoking it out here eventually, so it doesn't need to be perfect by any means. And you want to make sure you get that point on the inner corner because her eyes are so cat eye shape, like by themselves, so you want to get that point right in the inner corner of your eye. And then I'm taking a black liquid liner and I'm just lining my lid. I'm not going over the cat eye. I'm just kind of going over the point in the inner corner and really just defining my eye shape. The black will just make your eyes stand out more. And my eyes are naturally green, but in pictures I did enhance them so they were like a super bright green like hers are. Then I'm taking some of that brown we used in the crease and I'm putting that on the lower lash line, connecting it with the cat eye and taking it all the way into the inner corner to the inner corner point of the cat eye. Using my Urban Decay Walk of Shame eye pencil, we're putting this in our waterline. It's just a nude pencil just to kind of make our eyes look a little bit more open and wide than they actually are. And then Angelina Jolie naturally has this little crease kind of underneath of her eyes, so I'm just taking a very light brown shade and I'm trying to create that little line she has. Almost like a bag, but not really. I think it's just her eye shape, like her literal eyeball shape is like protruding. Then this is where I'm smoking out that brown shadow. I'm just taking the dark brown we used from the Saints and Sinners palette and a little bit of black, and I'm just really smoking that out. Making sure it all blends in with our crease. Then I'm contouring my lips. She's got some big old lips and she's got like a little cliff almost, so I'm really contouring underneath of my lips. Also doing a lot more contouring on my jawline and on my temples as well. Taking my Marc Jacobs mascara. I'm applying mascara. I did 2 coats. I was going to do falsies, but I ended up not doing it because I felt like they took away from the look when I applied them. I did not like it, so I just kept with the mascara because I felt like it kept Angelina Jolie's facial structure a little bit more. Then I applied some lip plumper, and I am using my NYX Cosmetics Suede lip liner and Put It On. It's just a deep violet shade. I like to do this before I apply reds because I feel like it gives a really nice ombre effect and makes bright reds not so bright. So I'm really overlining my lips as well, again, because she's got some big old juicy lips. That's what she's known for, is her big old lips. So I'm overlining a lot. As much as I can where it won't look super awful. Taking my LASplash Cosmetics Wickedly Divine Liquid Lipstick in Ursula. You can use my discount code Voodoo Barbie Doll, I'm sure y'all already know. And I'm just applying this on my lips, going over the lip liner Then I added a little bit more contour below my lips because I felt like they needed a little bit more. And then I contoured a point on my nose and some more on my cheekbones just to really define them a bit more. I always like to do finishing touches at the end because once it's all together, you can kind of pinpoint things you need to fix or things you need to enhance. But that is the end of this tutorial. I hope you guys are really enjoying my 31 Faces of Halloween. I have quite a few looks up already, so make sure you go back and check out all of my other looks. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Voodoo Barbie Doll. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow, make sure you like this video, please. And if you love me, comment on it too. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in my next video. Bye!